Do you know anything about like the historical Jesus period? About like the Roman occupation in the first century?
Bit, yeah.
I never knew anything really about it. And apparently the like Rome, was conquering the world, and they conquered Jerusalem. And back then, Jews were just like these little fucking weirdos who just like hung out at the temple. And there was like levels of the temple. There was like the outside Gentile court where like you could buy a goat, give it to a Jewish dude, and be like, "Yo, sacrifices for me, give me some fucking J points." And then they would go.
They get tons of J points.
They would go to the women's court. So if you're a Jew lady, you could hang out in the women's court, and the Gentiles hung outside. And then if you're like a Jew dude, you could go to like you could go to the Jew dude VIP lounge.
By the way, I'm sorry to interrupt that, but that's a separate. I mean, we've been talking a lot about BB girls.
Yeah.
If you're a Jew, you're in a different. You're a Jew dude, or fucking baby Jew lady. Yeah, you get J points instead of GBPs.
Yeah. So if you're a Gentile on some J points in the first century, you would just like buy a goat from some Jewish dude who would pass it behind the back to a Jewish lady who would pass it to another Jewish dude.
Cut its fucking head off.
Well, then they would give it to the high priests. And there was these dudes who just sat in the top of the temple and just slit goats' throats all day long, dude. And then the high priest would take the pelt for themselves because that fetched a value. And then they would just feast on the fucking meat. So these high priests were just living in these temples, just getting fed by people, just like thinking they were getting J points. And this whole time they're just fucking eating goats. Like, dude, this is the fucking. It was like the most sickest pyramid scheme ever. But then if you try to get into that temple,
literally a pyramid scheme.
It literally
a fucking pyramid.
if you try to get in that part of like where all those like the super Jews ate goats. Yeah. They would kill you. They would kill you, dude.
Cut your head off.
If you like step your fucking little shoe into that fucking thing, dude. If you were like a fiddler on the roof and you thought you could get into the fucking Super Jew dome, they would get you.
The Jews would get you?
Yeah, Jews would get you, dude. To everyone.
The Jews will get you.
The Jews would get you back then.
Now the Jews don't get you?
Nah, they blew up this scheme, dude. This was like the Romans came through and conquered them, and then we're like, wait, what the fuck are you guys doing in here? And they were just like, all right, okay, you guys can do your thing. And they just let them do their thing. That's where King Herod came in. He was like the client king or whatever. And but apparently they're saying
Herod was like, yo, we got to fucking cut these Jew boys' heads off.
Yeah, Herod was a wannabe Jew. He was like, he converted to Judaism, and then they put him up as a king. So like he was like trapped between two worlds. But they like the Jews back then were like fucking ISIS, dude. They were getting occupied by the Romans, and like there was a sect of them that were like, fuck this, because they got kicked out of Jerusalem and had to live in the woods. So there's like these Jews in wilderness who were like totally cut off. Yeah,
wilderness Jews.
These are wild Jews, dude.
That's Jews are like they're like pigs. Yeah. Like if they're out in the woods too long, they start growing their tusks back.
I hope nobody soundsbite the first 3 seconds.
Jews are pigs.
That's hilarious. But yeah, so like
there was wild Jews were out getting their tusks.
It was where the wild Jews were, dude. they were out
sprinting in between bushes and shit.
Like, what was that? Was that a Jew? They were going back and forth. And that's where like Nazareth was just like wild, just Jews in the wild, like Jew-manian devils, dude, just spinning in little circles, dude, flying about the prairie. So then they say Jesus is from that. Yeah, dude. You'd set your gold down on a tree stump and take a nap and a dust cloud and fly around and fucking snatch it. I'm talking strictly 1 AD here, dude. But yeah, man, I didn't realize the wild life of first century Jews, dude. It's crazy.
The wild life of first century. You should write a book like that.
Oh, this guy did. The book's written. The book's called the historical. It's called Zealot, but it should be called The Wild Life of First Century Jews. So then they're saying Jesus came from that, but it was like these Jewish Jews got displaced like into the wilderness.
I guess Jesus was raised wild Jew.
He was.
He was born in a fucking shed.
He was born in a shed. Well, they're saying the Bethlehem story is like bullshit. He was just born in Nazareth. He has like a bunch of the disciples are just his brothers. Like they said, Judas is again, but Spudman stepped in.
Spud Daddy debunked
Spud Daddy's an audiobook scholar, dude. And he was like, he gave me a video saying the guy's been debunked. He has a fake PhD.
Debunked.
Yeah, so I'm curious now to do my little research, but dude, the story itself is fucking hilarious, dude. And then like basically there was like these guys called zealots that would like, apparently all Jews claim to like being like full of zeal for their religion, to where like you never bow to like an outside force or this or that, and like You just thought about like David and like all these old Jewish kings. You're like, dude, I'm just like fucking David, dude. I'm like such a fucking wild prophet, dude. It's so funny. But then these guys came out of the woods and started fucking people up, and that's where Jesus was from. He like came through and was like, yo, like when they said like the Pharisees and flipping tables, there was money changers outside of the fucking goat bazaar.
Yeah.
So they would like, you know, take farm. It was a big business, dude. Jesus came out of the woods and was like, fuck. I think the Pharisees were actually a working class, but he came out and was like, fuck y'all.
And he flipped their fucking tables.
That was a big deal, dude.
Doing that with goats and birds and shit.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go back to church. They do Hospitality Sunday every now and again with like donuts and shit. I'm gonna be like,
flip the fucking
fuck this,
donuts,
dude.
I'm gonna. This is the Lord's house.
Yeah, dude. Fuck this.
Fuck your donuts.
Or I might just wash some ladies' feet.
Yeah, you should. You should go to church and start washing. You should start trying to perform Jesus-like miracles.
That's true. Every say.
Wash people's feet. Be like, so they're all gonna kill me soon.
I'm gonna put fucking noodles on my feet and walk across the water. But yeah, that's been an enjoyable read. I listened to it at night, and I listened to it in my bed, and I'm just like, dude, this shit is crazy, man. These dudes just up in the top of the temple, just fucking gorging on goat meat, selling pelts. I'm like, these guys had it figured out. The Romans came and just fucking smashed them.
Ruined it.
It was funny how the Romans were like the historical accounts are like, they thought they were interesting people, odd little fellows, because the Romans would just come through and like Jerusalem was such like a non-thought to anything. They're like, wait, who the fuck are these guys? And they're like, all right, man, what the fuck ever do you guys want to do? Just give me your fucking tax money.
Yeah.
So that was pretty sick.
Yeah, did it get into Pontius Pilate at all?
Not yet. This
is a real weird thing to say, but I was always kind of I thought Pontius Pilate got a bad rap.
You're a Punch fan?
I'm a big Pontius Pilate fan.
Well, didn't he say like, you sure you want to kill this guy?
Yeah, he was, and then the Jews were like, yes, crucify him.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting. That was the other thing too. That why they say thief is like how there's two thieves next to him. Mm-hmm. They say like thief translated into what it came out to like zealot, and they're like they weren't really thieves. They were just like other reactionaries. They're just wild Jews.
They were wild Jews.
They chucked three wild Jews up on the hill, and they're like, just fucking stop, dude. We're trying to eat some goats on the third floor of this weird fucking brick building, dude. That's what it was all over.
Yeah, it was the one building that
they killed Jesus over like animal pelts.
They invented steps. And they're like, dude, we're up here. We're up on the second floor, dude. Looking down on everyone.
That must have been sick, dude.
Yeah, the first guy to invent steps was probably like, dude, welcome to it.
If someone walked up to them, you could just fucking plunge a sword into them, like, get off my stairs, dude. But yeah, that's yeah, Jesus died.
Yeah, but Pontius Pilate, he was like, I wash my hands of this.
He's like, yeah.
He's like, this is fucking wild Jew shit.
That's true, dude.
He's like, this is wild Jews that I have. I'm from fucking Rome.
Yeah. He's like, I don't even want to be here right now, dude.
Yeah, he's like, this sucks. My wife thinks you're fine.
Yeah.
Like, kill him. I don't care.
I know. That's funny how much.
For him.
That is funny. He was just like, killed Jesus and was like, all right, what else is on my to-do list?
Yeah.
Went down
That was just part of his day.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we gotta string up some wild Jew.
Basically what happened. He was just like, all right, he had a to-do list, and he was just like, go to the Coliseum, fuck my body slave, kill Jesus.
Kill some guy.
Yeah. Kill some fucking Jew out of the wilderness.
Yeah, man.
But it's weird that, it sounds so familiar to ISIS, to where like ISIS was getting like, back then Rome would have been America.
They call the ISIS refers to the West as Rome.
Dude,
they really do. They still do.
Well, that makes total sense because I'm like, damn, dude.
You want to join ISIS?
Christianity.
See, this is you becoming a wigger because you got into white rap, and now
I want to join ISIS, dude.
With ISIS.
I'm not sympathizing. I'm freaked by the fact I'm like, damn, Christianity blew up against the Roman Empire. I'm like, those boys might beat us, dude.
You think ISIS is gonna win?
They could. They're hanging out in the Victor's Woods right now, dude. That's where you gain your fucking powers.
Out in the Middle Eastern woods.
Yeah, dude. You fucking hang out there with the porcupines, dude. But yeah, that's what I've been chilling on. That and researching chaos theory.
Fuck, dude.
I've listened to about an hour into the chaos theory book. I don't understand any of it at all. I just listen to it. I'm like, whoa, nonlinear equations, awesome. No fucking clue what it is.
That's nice.
I don't know. It's like that's an abstract amount of money. It's like if you're a billionaire, you can't just take $1 billion out. You can't be like, all right, give me my $1 billion.
Yeah.
You're just like, well, it kind of doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's like it's like you don't
this is
have.
what you're worth.
It's like there's just more like this is what you can do. It's like you don't really have $1 billion.
True.
Because it's an abstract amount of money. Because you can't be like, give me 5, whatever it is, 500 million. I guess 500 million would be half a billion.
Yeah.
It's not gonna. No bank's gonna be like. It would be like fucking trucks.
Yeah.
Maybe they would, but I was thinking about that today. I'm like, that's a weird idea.
Yeah, that you're
because you gotta have access to a publicly traded company, kind of. And then like someone builds that around you. Then like the stock has to rise. It's fucking weird, man. You don't just become a billionaire. And Spud pointed out to me too that you know how people talk about the 1%.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what else? Guess what other demographic is 1% of the population? Psychopaths. Just saying.
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
What? What do you think I was gonna say?
I bet you can figure it out.
I don't know.
Think.
Gay?
No.
What? All the rich people are gay?
No.
I literally have no idea.
The Jews.
Oh, the Jews aren't 1%.
I know. Well, I thought that's where you were headed.
Oh, Jesus, no, dude.
You're like, guess who else
I
is?
saw you bracing up.
Jews.
I saw you bracing up. I saw you sitting like,
don't do that.
Oh, God, oh, God.
Definitely don't do that.
No, psychopaths.
I think the last episode was anti-Semitic enough.
No, we were talking about first century Jews.
I know.
Dude, I read deeper into that book. It gets even funnier, dude.
The first century Jews are still wild?
Dude, well, they were crushed by the Romans, and like, well, apparently there was this whole chapter on like magic, whether Jesus was like a magician or a healer. Apparently, magicians were like chill, or no, healers were like, that was pretty cool. If you're like an exorcist, or you could walk around and be like, I exorcise demons and I'm a healer. And it wasn't really legal because you're challenging the temple, but it was still, people were stoked on you, and there's like a good economy for like healers and magicians and shit.
Yeah.
But being a magician versus a healer was just like considered rude. Like everyone believed in it. But like if you were to turn like a stick into a snake, people would be like, come on, man, fucking stop. Knock it off, all right? We don't want this shit happening. Like,
yeah.
It didn't blow people's minds. They're like, he's a fucking magician, dude. And that was a big argument when like the lady touched Jesus's cloth in the temple. The one testament, whoever, Luke or whoever's John or whatever's the first one, says like Jesus felt his powers getting drained. Turned around and was like, who touched my cloth? And the lady was like, I did, and healed me. He's like, all right, let it be known, like walked away. And then they took that part out in the next thing about like his powers being drained. Because there was a whole thing about him being a magician. That was like a bad thing to be back then.
Magician?
Yeah.
Well, it still
like,
is. Magicians have never really been a hot fucking commodity.
That's true.
Anyone doing tricks around me, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, enough, dude. Get out of here.
I think the exact thing is carried on. I think back then, though, everyone reacted like black people to magic. Like if someone did a trick, shit. Everyone just sprinted in circles. It was like, holy fuck, dude, that stick just turned into a snake.
Well, imagine then when you were able to like grab a pebble and pop it out from behind a dude's ear, and they'd be like, oh my god, holy shit,
we gotta leave.
We gotta get the fuck out of here.
There's pebbles in my ears. There was a guy dumb enough. I think I told this on the cast earlier. This guy was dumb enough that the factory I worked at, that I would throw glue chips into the back pocket of his work outfit.
Yeah.
And if one went in, I'd be like, hey, come here. I got a magic trick for you. And I'd hold up a glue chip and be like, now check your back pocket right now. And he'd reach in and be like, what? How the fuck did you do that? Yeah, so if someone's dumb, you can really fuck them up with some magic.
Yeah, man.
I'm a bit of a magician now that I think about it.
Huh?
I'm a magic man.
You should learn some tricks, dude.
I'm a magic man.
You should learn some tricks and bust them out on stage, dude. You should just in the middle of your thing, just pull one of those long cloths out of your sleeve.
Not even acknowledge it. Just keep pulling it out.
Dude, if you did some magic tricks and didn't talk about them, that'd be the funniest fucking thing. If you're just like, whoop, popped a rabbit up, fucking put it back, and you're like,
throw a rabbit off the stage. Yeah. Damn.
Oh my god,
boy.
dude! There was another thing that happened when like, so the Romans were like they were up in fucking Jerusalem controlling it, and then like they had like a revolt, and the Romans got like, kind of like go home because I think Nero or one of them committed suicide, one of the Roman leaders, and they all had to like kind of go home and settle Rome. When they finally came back, they occupied Rome again. They just like fucking these guys up, and like during the second occupation, I think this was during the first. They like had the Roman soldiers up on like the forbidden part of the temple to show them like Rome runs your shit. They were in the fucking super Jew room, dude, all the way up the top, and the fucking they had Roman soldiers stand. That's like a disrespectful thing to be like, yeah, dude, this shit's fake. Room. Yeah, so the one of the Roman soldiers on Passover, fucking from the top of the temple, mooned the crowd, and they all fucking rioted, and like people died and shit. He fucking mooned the crowd. People rioted and died.
That was a
like,
Roman McCusker, dude. That was you up there, just like fuck all these super Jews. Pulled your ass out. And you're like, oh shit. Like, dude, look how mad they are in the temple. Hold on, watch this. They ended up beheading that guy because he like caused such a problem. They killed him. Cut his head off for mooning the crowd. That's fucking awesome.
Because they're like, dude, what the fuck, man? Now we got to deal with this. Like they finally chilled out, dude. These first century Jays finally chilled.
Nero.
And then you mooned them and sent them into revolution, dude.